Hi, so I've done your reading. Also welcome back to my channel. And yeah, this was quite an interesting reading. Blech, my lord. So, pretty much you're waiting on someone. And I feel like throughout this, you're basically waiting on a loved one. And I believe a romantic sense. And this person, you did a lot of waiting for this person. They seem like a person who liked to go out, probably party, go out with their friends, all this sort of stuff. And it led to you discovering a betrayal of the heart, basically, which probably made you feel absolutely horrible. And there's a decision that you're going to have to make. And if this sounds a lot like you, then this reading is for you. So, yeah. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Obviously, this is a reading for you since you're here. And you know that what this reading is generally going to be about. So, good start, right? I'm going to get into this, and we're going to see where this takes us. Because, yeah, we're just going to see where this takes us. Because I feel like I'm not going to know until it's on the table. At least for this one. Okay, what does the collective need today? A lot of sideways cards. I'm getting so many cards on their side, which to me spells uncertainty, but like it could be leaning either way kind of thing. But I also feel like the energy of the reading. Okay, this one got flipped. Was there any others that got flipped? No, just the Queen of Wands wanted to hide. Oh my goodness. Got another sideways one. Let's see if it wants to fall maybe a different way. Oh, it looks like it's kind of trying to turn to positive. Yeah, okay, it's turning positive. Here we go. Okay, let's start with this. First off, are you waiting on somebody? I feel like you're waiting on someone. I feel like, yeah, you're waiting on somebody. Oh, okay. You're waiting on somebody, but you have a choice to make. It could be, or maybe they have a choice to make. Either way, I feel like you're waiting on somebody, and what you're waiting for is, for basically the Ace of Cups, is overwhelming fulfillment and love and life. It's basically your cup is overflowing with all the goodness. And this, you're waiting for someone. Or you're waiting for this. Your Ace of Cups to come in. Oh, okay. I feel like whoever you're waiting for is... I feel like whoever you're waiting for might be at a distance. Or they could be away. But you're definitely waiting for them, because when they get home, I feel like, or like home to you, or home, whichever, wherever, it's going to be a bit of a celebration. But I feel like this is also going to be like so life-changing for you. What is going on? There's a decision that you have to make, and it's going to be very precarious. But I feel like while you're waiting, you're thinking of these two choices. And I do feel like there's specifically two choices while you're waiting on this person. And I don't think either choice would be negative. I feel like honestly, this is pretty positive, if I'm honest. It's just they're not around right now. Like, perhaps they're a very party individual and they're not very homey. They want to be out all the time, where you might be more stay at home and want to kind of hang out. Well, they could also maybe be a pushover. Like, every time they get asked to go out or do something, they say, yeah, sure, which kind of leaves you at home and kind of blah, so blah. Alright, tell me about the Two of Swords. Ooh, okay. So maybe things have been stagnant for a little bit. You got the Knight of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. You could be waiting on an answer from somebody to be able to make this decision that you want to make. But it's definitely going to change your perspective. Or you might actually honestly be making this choice. Why you feel like you're in such a precarious position is because your point of view was changed from possibly the amount of stagnation that is here, but maybe you're waiting for your Queen of Wands. And Queen of Wands doesn't have to be a woman, it can be a man too. It's just the energy is very frolicky, kind of very airy. I don't mean air sign. I'm not talking about any astrological signs. I just mean airy as personality. It's very whimsical, airy, very the song Hot and Cold is coming to mind. Someone who's very like that, who's hot and then cold, who's yes and then no, like, you know the song. If you don't know the song, where have you been? If you don't know the song, go listen to it as well. Just so you understand what I mean. And yeah, I feel like maybe this person might prioritize other people above you sometimes. And this is really just changing your perspective. Like, I feel like the choice that you're going to have to make it's based on whether or not they come to you or not, is sort of what I'm getting here. Like, you're waiting on them, you're waiting. If they don't show up, then what can you do, really? And I feel like that's sort of the energy I'm getting here, is this choice that you're going to have to make. Like, things are stagnant, you've got to change your perspective on something. Can we have clarification on the Empress, Three of Cups, Death? Okay. Oh, yeah. It feels like that they've stabbed you in the back. Right there. They have... Oh, wow. This is painful. I'm sorry for saying earlier that it wasn't painful. This is very upsetting. Three is a crowd. You could maybe be trying to ground yourself and to think about all the facts. Take some time to yourself, which is what made you necessarily want to make this decision, whatever this tough decision is. But there's been such a horrible betrayal of the heart and the self. It just feels like you've got 10 swords in your back while you've got another 3 in your heart. And this is just an incredibly painful time, which is obviously why you're wanting a change, why this is very transforming. Like, it's basically pushing you to the next phase of your life. Like with the Death card, you're going from this phase to the next. This is a very painful transition for you. I feel like you waiting for this person to come along is almost fruitless. Though I feel like you may naturally be a very positive person, and you may naturally want to look at this in more of a positive light. And you can be positive and all that. There's nothing wrong with positivity. I want to encourage people to be more positive, because the world is a fucking sty of negativity. But this has been happening for a long time. Like, things have not been moving. I feel like maybe you were told about some form of piece of information which made you change your perspective a little bit. And maybe something was said to you that made you kind of change your perspective. But I feel like this person that you're waiting for, let's see. Tell me about this Queen of Wands. Could be a coworker or someone that you've worked with in the past. They could be also very hardworking. Okay, tell me about this Two of Wands, Queen of Wands, Ace of Cups. And you've almost got your back turned away from the abundance. It's like it doesn't do it for you anymore. Tell me about this, please. Yeah, I think you've just needed to take time for yourself. I feel like you feel like maybe this person spent a lot of time by themselves, or maybe you're forced to spend time by yourself a lot. I don't feel like this time alone was ever really bad. It was just maybe you were waiting on this person a lot, and you were waiting in your own thoughts a lot. Like, I feel like you've done a lot of waiting for this person, and you might be more of an introverted individual, but this person that you're waiting for is just kind of say blah. Don't really know how else to describe them. Like, the cards that came out aren't inherently bad by any means. Actually, they're the most positive cards that are out here, which has to do with you waiting. The time alone, I think, was probably a little bit more cherished. Or perhaps obviously it got stale with time. But I feel like this time by yourself has given you a lot of time to think. And you might have almost enjoyed thinking about some of the nights where you get to just do what you want for a change. But I feel like they also did this too much. Maybe this is how you're looking at it now. Maybe you're just waiting on them approaching you, and you're making you're coming to terms with how things have gone. I feel like in this. Like, if you're going to be left alone, you might as well be left alone in peace and do the things that you want to do, that maybe perhaps they, in this particular situation, might be like, oh no, don't do that. But if they're not there, fuck it. Can you clarify, please? Can you clarify on this? What is up with this? Yeah. Okay. It almost became like a very structured thing that you would just do. Also, this is still sticking out. It's not ready yet. I'm going to pull it out in a second. It almost became like a structure that you could just follow. Like, they go out, do their thing, and you're just left at home to your own devices. It became almost like a routine, and some routines are very hard to break. And this also probably is why everything is hurting so much, because it came out of the blue. And it's just, you don't have to really, like, everything's out in the open now. This routine that you have, obviously the routine is going to break. I don't feel like it's going to destabilize you, though the routine itself, I feel like, was very stable for you. And what's this? No, the devil. But almost like this routine was holding you in chains, basically. You saw the good of it, you saw the enjoyment of being alone, but not, but after your perspective changed and you've got to make this really tough decision, I feel like this decision is just going to be pretty difficult for you. Can we have a little bit of help on this decision? Can you give me maybe 2 of the options of what this decision is, really? Whatever decision that you're going to make, the choice, yeah, okay. Basically, the 2 choices that you have, either choice is probably going to work. Whatever choice that you do decide to make, it's going to leave you feeling very fulfilled and very happy that you've made this decision. It's going to bring you and loved ones together, and it's going to basically paint a picture of wish fulfillment in a way. And this tough choice that you have to make right now, I feel like it's going to be for the betterment of you and your family and your life. I don't feel like you need to be chained down to the sort of structure anymore that you have going on. Whatever is happening here with this person, with this betrayal, the transition is already here. You probably already are feeling the pain, or have felt the pain. I don't feel like that this is hidden from you, but I do feel like you breaking from your routine and structure will probably help you transition and be able to make this choice a little bit better. What do they not see? That's a lot. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. You don't see how stable you actually do have it right now. Things might maybe feel a little bit imbalanced at this time. But I feel like if there is somebody that you're waiting for, like maybe it's somebody in love, or like in a love sense, where you're waiting for them to come to you. Like, this is somebody different from what's possibly in the reading. I feel like someone's going to offer you stability, but it's going to come maybe out of the blue, kind of flying out of nowhere. But I feel like that this partnership that you're going to end up having in the end is going to be something of, like, you're going to feel equality, which I feel like is very important. And it's going to be very important to you, where you stand on equal footing with this person. You don't see this connection coming at all. This is probably going to come when you least expect it, but it's going to be incredibly stable. They're going to come to you. They're going to be very forefront and probably very honest, I think, as well. But it's going to happen very quickly. It could be maybe even a spur of the moment, but this is going to turn into something very nice. And I feel like the decision that you make is going to lead you on this path, and this, obviously, what you don't see coming is a possible union with someone who finds you as finds you as an equal. Someone who wants to actually stand beside you, not in front of you, or stand away from you. They are proud to be with you. And I feel like that you don't see this coming because, perhaps you don't see your worth or something like that. But yeah, that's sort of what I'm getting here. I'm going to pull some advice. Opportunity. There's no use looking for luck. It arrives at unexpected times. Opportunity. There could be an opportunity coming to you to be able to make this decision. Success. Bloom wherever you are planted. You're going to find success and be able to make the right decision. And whatever is going on, it's going to help. You're going to be able to do that. Play. Among the grass and wild violets lie undisturbed little secrets to uncover. Retreat. Never underestimate the healing power of a quiet moment. So yeah. Take some time. Reflect. Relax. You don't have to make this decision today. You probably don't have to make this decision today. Who am I to say? But find some time to just do things, find time to do things that also make you happy and that allow you to want to play and, do things a little bit more freely. Because you don't need to stay within this structure of just like what you've been doing. You don't need to stay in that structure, because I know we as humans, we like to do new things or exciting things. There needs to be some form of spice to life. And I feel like play. Do something. If you like playing games, do that. If you like doing puzzles, do that. If you like baking, do that. Just do something that makes you happy, But yeah, just, you got this. You can do it. So do it.